Hey guys, Nicole here with Obscure Reptiles and Caging, and today we're going to be checking out the temperature of a heat pack when you're shipping out your reptile. So let's get started. Alright guys, so today we are doing a little experiment, so I'm going to have to come back a couple of times. What we're about to do is put a heating pack inside of I think this is a 6x6x6 instead of a 7x7x7. I don't know what this is. I'll grab out my tape measure here in a little bit before we finish. This is actually smaller than what is recommended when it comes to actually shipping a snake with a heater. So I want to see what temperatures actually reach in there. What we have are these little Gove thermostats. I called them Groove last time I did a video, and I was roasted a few times, so that's not what they're called. But I'm putting fresh batteries in there, tell me the temperature and humidity, and we're going to put one right up next to the heater, and we're going to put one down below where you would actually put the snake, and we're going to keep an eye on it. This will actually show us what happens over 24 hours. We'll be able to see the exact breakdown, any temperature spikes. Haven't used these in a while, a little dusty. Gonna clean them off. So we're gonna pack it up just like we're packing up a snake. So generally, when a snake is really small, I'll put them in a deli cup. But for sake of bigger snakes, I think I'm gonna actually use one of these shipping bags because I feel like these are more common than deli cups are. And 9 times out of 10 when I get snakes, they come in these. And I think people like them because they can move around more, but I feel like the heat touches them more, which could be negative or positive. So we're going to find out. If we get really wonky results, maybe we will redo this video with a bigger box. If there's a certain size you guys want to see, let me know. I will do that. I've got mostly just small boxes, as I haven't gotten any bigger snakes in quite a while. Maybe I'll redo the video and we'll try it out with one of these bigger deli cups. We got smaller deli cups. When it's cold and I need a heat pack, I don't know if it's better to have something like this so the heat is further from the baby, or if this is just too cold and not heating them up enough. So we're going to start with this, and maybe we'll do another video with one of these. So right now, these are saying 77, 76.8. So they're very similar. I just plugged them in like you saw. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes to adjust for the temperature. So I'm going to hook these up to my phone. Maybe I should have done that before I started. We're going to do everything I do normally when I go to ship a snake. I'm going to leave it, I'll probably actually leave it on the other side of my basement, which is in the 60s, rather than in here in the 70s, because then I feel like we'll see the temperature more accurately, because it's probably more in the 60s, especially if it's cooler out. I don't want to put it like outside because I don't think that that would make it very fair. It's going to track the exact temperature minute by minute. It's going to give me the humidity, dew point, and I can actually see it over a full day time, see it just, minute by minute. So we're going to rename both of these so we know which is which. The one that says number 3 on the back. So this one we'll actually put inside of the bag. And the next one, which I think is number 7, we'll just write on top. It's really nice that you can name these because I used to use a bunch of these to keep track of my wife's bearded dragon cages because they were down, everything was switched. So everything else was up here, but the dragons were down here. And I had, I don't have any ball python or ackee eggs right now, but I had one in my ackee eggs, one in my bearded dragon, and then my ball pythons, I had one in the top and one in the bottom of the incubator. So I could keep track of them at all times. So what we're going to do is, now that these are set up and working, and they just got the batteries, so just like a baby snake, and like I said, it's not recommended. I know that this one is too small. But normally when I put a snake in, I'll wrap it loosely around so the snake could still move. So we're going to set that at the bottom. And then I normally just take a little bit extra newspaper because you want to put a little protection in between. Alright guys, this is for science, alright? Using one of my valuable heat packs here. Alright, so heat pack. Brand new. Give it a little shake. Put it right on top. What I do, make sure it wraps all the way around or it can fall off. I do both sides. So there goes one side. Move the little pellets over. So nothing can fall, because I have had snakes, and I think actually one of my doom rolls when it arrived, it had fallen out. And it wasn't burning hot or anything, but I'm sure it's still not comfortable for that animal. And right now, it's 12/26, January 11th. So we're going to write that down. And we're going to end this 24 hours from now. So let's pretend you didn't put any extra packing, right? You just threw the snake right in the top. So we're going to throw this right on the top. So it's going to actually be right below that heater. So let's see how hot that actually gets. Hopefully we don't burn or melt my nice little groove, but for science we might. And I will keep an eye on it, and I'll get back to you guys in 24 hours. Alright guys, so it is now the next day. We're going to show you the results. We still have it packaged up right here. It's actually about 10:45, so it's been 22 hours, which generally, for you guys who, for example, ship a reptile, normally shippers package them up at around like 5, 6, 7 p.m. and then they're ready the next day. So generally, a snake isn't in here for a full 24 hours. I've still got it packaged up right here, and I'm going to show you guys the results. So normally it is not recommended to ship anything in this small of a package, but according to this, it seems to be okay if you package it correctly. So we have the two different thermostats in there, one of which is actually packaged like you would package a snake. The other one is packaged right up almost against the heater. As we can see, hopefully this will all focus. So this was the temperature over the entire time, 24 hours, 23 hours that it was in there. So there was an initial spike, and it did take quite a few hours to actually get to the 80 degrees that it is currently at, 79 degrees. But if we go like this, you can see a weird little initial spike, and then it went all the way up to 80 degrees, and it's still sitting at 80 degrees. And this is again 22 hours later. Actually, for just trying to keep your animal warm, if you're in a house and it's getting down to 20, 30, 40 degrees and no way to heat, this doesn't really look like a bad thing. I'm actually going to keep it in here, leave that in the box, and see how long it stays at that 80 degrees. But the thing is, if you do not package it right, we've got the other one as well. This other one is the one that was pushed right up. So that one went to 102 degrees. It jumped to 102 degrees within like 2 hours, and it stayed steady this entire time at 102 degrees. So we can at least see that this is consistent. What makes it easiest for you guys to see, it hit that 102 and it's been there. It's still there right now. For keeping warm purposes, we get to at least 80 degrees, and as you guys remember, I put a bunch of newspaper in between, so maybe next time when I do this, I'll put about half as much newspaper and maybe put some more newspaper underneath, so it gets just a little bit closer to that heat. But I'm glad that I did that. I was able to show you guys. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We do a few videos every single week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.